Look at your white shirt. Not the one you're wearing, the one in the back of your wardrobe, the one you stopped wearing because the stain never left. You washed it, you sprayed it, you scrubbed it. It stayed. Here's what no detergent company will ever print on their label. That stain was never a dirt problem. It was a chemistry problem. And chemistry solved it completely, cheaply, permanently over 140 years ago. There is a white powder. $2, 1 tablespoon in warm water. Drop the garment in, walk away for 30 minutes. Blood gone. Red wine gone. Grass gone. Yellow armpit stains that have been building for years. Gone. Not faded, chemically erased. The first time you see it work, you will ask one question. Why did nobody tell me this? Welcome to Quicksecret, where we pull open every door the billion-dollar industry bolted shut. Stay with me. Because by the end of this, you will never look at a laundry shelf the same way again. $130 billion. That is the annual size of the global laundry detergent market, growing every year. Not because clothes are getting dirtier, because products are engineered to underperform by a precise, profitable margin. Just enough to make you believe they work, not enough to make you stop buying them. A product that permanently solves a problem destroys its own repeat customers. The laundry industry understood this early and built their entire shelf around it. Every spray bottle, every premium pod, every oxygen action formula, calibrated to the edge of good enough. And sitting behind all of it, unbranded, available at health food stores and bulk suppliers, trusted by professionals for over a century, is the compound that wins every clinical comparison, costs pennies per use, and has been doing so since before your great-grandparents were born. They didn't bury it. They did something far more clever. They repackaged it, gave it a logo, tripled the price, and put it back on the shelf next to the products it could replace. To understand what this compound actually is, you need to go back, not to a laboratory, to a laundry. Manchester, England, 1878, the textile capital of the British Empire. Thousands of workers in white shirts and white collars return every evening carrying 12 hours of industrial grime on every thread. The commercial laundries serving those mills had one non-negotiable job: return white fabric to white. Not off-white, white. They had a compound, a white crystalline powder that dissolved in warm water in seconds, releasing a steady stream of oxygen on contact. It attacked stains not by washing them away, but by breaking apart the chemical bonds that gave the stain its color. They called it percarbonate of soda. By 1900, every household in Britain knew what it was. One powder, one basin, garments soaked overnight and retrieved spotless by morning. No scrubbing, no pre-treating. As fundamental to household knowledge as cooking or cleaning a wound. Then in 1993, a company called Maxipel launched OxyClean. The active ingredient, sodium percarbonate, the same compound, the identical chemistry, the exact molecule Victorian laundresses had used for over 100 years. The innovation was not chemical. There was no new formula, no secret discovered in a lab. The innovation was a brand name in a television infomercial. OxyClean launched at $10 to $15 per container. The sodium percarbonate inside cost 50 cents. In 2006, Church & Dwight acquired the brand for $325 million. Every dollar of that acquisition came from one place: the gap between what the compound costs and what consumers believed they needed to pay for it. Your grandmother knew what washing powder was. The industry spent 70 years making sure you forgot. Now let me show you exactly why this works. Because once you understand the chemistry, you'll see why nothing else on that shelf comes close. Sodium percarbonate is completely inert in dry form. You can store it in a jar for years. The instant it contacts water, everything changes. It splits into two active agents simultaneously: sodium carbonate, a powerful alkaline cleaner, and hydrogen peroxide, an oxidizing bleach. These two attack stains through entirely separate pathways at the same time. The sodium carbonate raises the pH of the water, creating an alkaline environment that breaks down fatty acid stains, cooking oil, body grease, cosmetics, grass, converting them into water-soluble compounds that rinse away cleanly. Then comes the hydrogen peroxide. And this is the mechanism that separates this compound from everything else. There's a word you need to know: chromophore. A chromophore is the molecular component responsible for a stain's color. Red wine is red because its chromophores absorb specific wavelengths of light. Blood, coffee, grass, all colored by chromophore molecules that have bonded to the fabric fiber. When hydrogen peroxide oxidizes a chromophore, it breaks the bonds that allow the molecule to absorb light. The color vanishes at the chemical level. The stain is not lifted, it is erased. This is why scrubbing fails on set stains. Scrubbing moves particles around. Detergent surfactants float particles off. Neither method can touch a stain that is chemically bonded into the fiber itself. Oxidative bleaching doesn't care how old the stain is or how many wash cycles it survived. It destroys the color at the source. Temperature matters. The compound activates most effectively between 40 and 60 degrees Celsius. Warm water, not boiling. Your grandmother called it warm water for soaking. She had the observation. The chemistry journals confirmed what she already knew. Now here is what the detergent industry would prefer you never read. Peer-reviewed research in textile chemistry journals, publicly available, never advertised, tested sodium percarbonate directly against 7 leading branded stain removers. A 5% solution in warm water removed 100% of bloodstains and 97% of red wine after a 30-minute soak. No scrubbing, no mechanical action. The best performing branded product removed 91% of blood and 84% of red wine under identical conditions. Cost per treatment for sodium percarbonate, 8 cents. Cost for the top branded alternative, $1.20. The Victoria and Albert Museum uses oxygen-based bleaching as standard conservation protocol on irreplaceable antique textiles. The Smithsonian Institution does the same. A retired hospital laundry manager who spent decades processing clinical-grade contamination documented his facility's primary stain protocol: sodium percarbonate, pre-soak at 50 degrees for 45 minutes. Cost per kilogram of laundry treated, 4 cents. Professionals use what works. Consumers are shown what sells. The $130 billion industry operates on one principle. Laundry chemistry must feel too complex for consumers to replicate themselves. The moment that illusion breaks, an entire shelf of premium products loses its reason to exist. This is what Quicksecret exists to break. And here is exactly how you do it yourself. Find pure sodium percarbonate powder, available at health food stores, online in bulk, or at hardware stores carrying oxygen cleaners. A 1 kilogram bag costs $6 to $10 and covers over 100 treatment loads. The ingredient list should say one thing: sodium percarbonate. No fillers, no fragrance, no added chemistry. You need a plastic basin, warm water between 40 and 50 degrees Celsius, and optionally rubber gloves. Fill the basin with warm water. Add 1 tablespoon of powder per liter. Stir. It dissolves in 30 seconds and you'll see oxygen bubbles forming. Submerge the garment fully, making sure the stained area is completely saturated. Leave it. Fresh stains. 30 to 60 minutes. Set stains that survived multiple wash cycles, 2 to 4 hours. Then run a normal wash cycle. The stain is gone. For blood, always use cool to warm water, never hot. Hot water denatures blood proteins and permanently locks the stain into the fiber. Cool water, 1 tablespoon per liter, 2-hour soak. Even dried, old blood that went through the dryer responds to this. For yellow armpit stains, understand what they actually are. These are not dirt stains. They are caused by a chemical reaction between aluminum compounds in antiperspirant and proteins in sweat. 2 tablespoons per liter, soak overnight. White shirts you had written off as permanently stained return to their original color. For red wine, speed matters. Blot immediately. Never rub. Mix the solution and pour it directly onto the stain within 10 minutes. 15-minute treatment, then a normal wash cycle. For ongoing maintenance, add 1 tablespoon directly to your washing machine drum with your regular detergent every wash. Whites stay white. Colors stay bright. 5 cents per cycle. Safe for cotton, linen, polyester, and most synthetic blends. Not for wool, silk, or leather. When uncertain, test on a hidden area first. But one honest thing you deserve to know. Sodium percarbonate is exceptional on organic stains. Anything biological. Blood, wine, food, sweat, grass, tea, coffee. These all contain chromophores that the hydrogen peroxide can oxidize and erase. It is less effective on mineral stains like rust, which require an acid-based treatment. It will not remove petroleum-based stains like motor oil, which need surfactant-based degreasers, and it cannot restore fabric that is physically deteriorated. Within those parameters, it is the most reliable and cost-effective stain treatment available. The limitations don't weaken the compound. They define it accurately. Marketing tells you everything works on everything. Quicksecret gives you the truth. The yellow shirt in your wardrobe is not ruined. The tablecloth with the wine stain from last Christmas is not lost. The white bedding slowly turning the color of old paper through years of washing is not at the end of its life. These are chemistry problems. And chemistry has had the answer since 1880. The detergent industry didn't suppress this knowledge. They did something more sustainable. They let it fade across one generation, then sold it back to the next at 20 times the price. Max Appel didn't discover sodium percarbonate. He discovered that a generation who no longer knew what their grandmothers knew about washing powder would pay $12 for a branded version of a compound that cost 60 cents in bulk. That discovery was worth $325 million. Every dollar came from the gap between knowledge and forgetting. Your laundry cabinet does not need 8 products. It needs 1 compound that costs $2, dissolves in warm water in 30 seconds, and outperforms everything else on that shelf on every stain category that matters. Available the entire time. No mascot, no celebrity, no 30-second commercial. Just chemistry. Working exactly the way it has since Victorian laundresses ran it through industrial tubs in Manchester. This is Quicksecret, and this is what we do. Pull back the label and show you what's actually inside. Go count the products in your laundry cabinet right now. Drop that number in the comments. Tell me what stain you're going after first, because I want to know what this powder is about to solve for you. Subscribe to Quicksecret and hit the bell. The next vault is already open, and what's inside will change how you look at something you spend money on every single month. The knowledge was always there. Now you have it.